Hey guys, it's Shaylee. I'm so excited that you're here today to hang out with me. I asked you guys on Instagram last week what video you wanted to see next. I got so many people saying use the new Riviera palette from Anastasia, so that's what I did today. I went out and bought it. Honestly, this wasn't even on my radar just because I pay a lot less attention to new launches. That way I don't spend so much money because I have so much makeup already. But when so many of you asked for it, I figured, what is this palette? I need to go check it out. It's so pretty. There's a bunch of pops of color for spring and summer, but there's also a good amount of neutrals, so don't be afraid to play with this palette. I tried recording this once already with this purple, and it went to hell. Like my eyes were, burning. I was crying, like it was horrible. I'll put a little clip in here so you guys can see kind of, I was going a whole nother direction with the tutorial, but it didn't turn out cute because my eyes were just watering. So I had to stop, reevaluate, and work on it today. The reason I think is because some of these are pressed pigments. I remember in the electric palette from Urban Decay when I worked at Sephora and that launched, they made us as employees be sure to tell people if there is a pressed pigment, it's different than an eyeshadow. It's not always approved for the eye area. So I think that that's why it made my eyes water. So I also used the new liquid setting spray, the powder highlight, and one of these little dip brow gels. So I'll tell you guys what I thought about those in the tutorial. Tag me on Instagram and show me your beautiful face. If you do this makeup look, I would love to see it. I was doing this as the sun was setting, so I'm sure the light is just all over the place in this video. I hope it doesn't drive you guys nuts. So let's get started.
All right, grab the biggest fluffy brush you have, and we're gonna start out with a State. It's a nice peachy light color, so I'm using it for my transition shade. This works for my skin tone, or if you're anywhere in the light medium skin tone area. Go ahead and put this as high as you can in your crease and then kind of blend it out on the outer corners. And then we're gonna go in with a smaller brush and basically do the same exact step with Coastline. This color is so pretty and warm and orangey. You'll see later I kind of base the whole tutorial like tying it together with this shade because I do a similar blush color and a lip color. So like I said, same kind of step. You're just gonna keep this a tiny bit lower than with that first shade. And I just have been showing you guys the brushes I'm using a lot lately because I feel like that really helps you to see that they really can do the work for you. If you just grab, again, look at this smaller brush. Each time I go down, I use a smaller brush and then I do the same exact step, but because the brush is smaller, it keeps it nice and controlled for me, so I don't really have to do that much work. So with Monte Carlo, this is gonna help us blend out our outer corner, so you're also gonna wanna kind of carry that down onto the lid on the outer corner just to help us go in with our next color, and it'll just blend effortlessly because there's already some powder down. So again, smaller brush with Palm, and you wouldn't know it in the palette, but this brown has a purple undertone that's so pretty. You'll see kind of as the video goes on, once it's on my skin for a minute, it starts looking a lot more purple, and I think they did that on purpose to go with the purple in the palette. I think it would be so pretty together. If I get the guts up to try to put that purple on my eyes again, I'll definitely do a look with these two colors together because I think they'd be really complementary. So as you can see, I just kind of build the color up and then buff it out just to make sure there's no harsh lines. Now we're gonna go in with the star of the show. Oh my gosh, you guys know how much I love yellow and mustard, so I loved the way this looked on the eyelid. I think if you have dark skin, this would look so beautiful on you. I'm just using a flat synthetic brush to pack this sucker on, and then I'm gonna spritz myself with a little bit of the orange Mario Badescu spray that I bought recently just to kind of make sure everything stays and nothing falls down on our foundation later, since I do have my foundation already on. Now I'm going to go with some Anastasia liner. Sorry, I forgot to show you guys, but it's just her color Jet. And I'm just going to add the tiniest line to help us blend our lashes and just to add some depth since we did use a light yellow color on the lid. And then you guys have seen me do this a million times. I love smoky liner. I'm just taking that Palm color and some black and switching back and forth just to kind of make that liner poof out into the outer corner so it's nice and smoky, but not too crazy dark everywhere else, just that outer corner. Now I'm gonna make the cutest face in the world and take Coastline down on my lower lash line. Whoever can do this without their mouth wide open, you have talent, girl, because I can never look cute doing the lower lash line. So I also wanted to tie more of that yellow in, so I'm going in with Cabana. It's like a mustard matte shade, and I'm taking just that same blending brush, I think it's a MAC 217, and buffing that just like a crazy girl down on the lower lash line. It's not too dark, so you don't get like, it doesn't look too crazy if you go a little bit low with it. To highlight under the brow bone, I'm using that white color in the palette, I forget the name. Just pack that under your brow bone, and then I'm also putting it on with one of my favorite brushes lately. I'll have to talk to you guys more about it in my favorites video. This one right here, it's a Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush. It just fits in the outer corner so perfect, or sorry, the inner corner so perfect to do that highlight. It's just the best inner corner highlight brush ever. Now I'm gonna just coat my lashes with some Total Temptation Maybelline mascara just to get them nice and black because we are gonna be popping on some lashes. I didn't want my lashes to cover up all of this eyeshadow, so I picked something really wispy. 523s from Christina. They're super cheap. I get mine on Amazon and they're long. They're definitely long, but since they're so wispy, when you open, you still get all that pretty color coming through on your eyeshadow. It doesn't cover it all up. And then I just thought this would be fun to add. This is an Anastasia pencil. I'll link it down below for you guys. It's kind of a cooler gold than our eyeshadow is, but I just thought it was fun as I'm poking myself in the eye. As you can see, it just adds that little detail that kind of ties in that top lid color. Now for the bottom, you can totally use black, but I'm switching to one of my brown mascaras just to keep things nice and soft down there. And then again, since I do have my foundation on, I'm going back with some shaping powder from MAC. This is in the color Emphasize, and I'm just sweeping that under the eyes to clean up any fallout we did have and just brighten things back up, and then a little bit down the center of my face as well to keep that area coming forward. For blush, I'm going to use something, like I said, similar to Coastline. It's called Bliss from Makeup Geek. And then once I got that on, I just wanted a little bit more glow. So I'm going to go back to Old Faithful Luminoso from Milani. And this is basically the same color. It just has a lot more glow to it. And so I'm laying that on top. Both of them together are really pretty, but you obviously don't need to. I just sometimes do this. I like to layer stuff up. Now for lips, I already had some lip color on. I'll link that down below so you guys know what it is. I can't remember at the moment, but I'm just adding some Dainty lip gloss from Anastasia over the top to make it a little bit more peachy pink. I like this dip brow gel. If you guys have naturally nice thick brows, this would be all you would need. Since I have kind of wimpy brows and they're microbladed, I filled them in a little bit first with a pencil, but then I'm going back and you can see you can kind of comb your hairs up with this and it just darkens them up a little bit. And then I'm freaking out over this packaging right now. As you can tell, it's so pretty. I have the So Hollywood highlight in a pressed form, but I don't think she makes it like this anymore. So I was so happy to see that color in the loose version so you guys can get your hands on it. As you can see here, it's really subtle, but I put this on the next day and layered it up even more, and it was so glowy and pretty. So you can really customize how much glow you want with that powder. And then to set everything, ooh, I'm so impressed. I love how this sprays out. That's what I was noticing right there. But I set everything with the Dewy Setting Spray from Anastasia that's new. And as you can see right here, my skin isn't oily. It just is nice and glowy. So I think everybody would like this product. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching.